Good afternoon. Welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting for Tuesday, June 15th at 5 o'clock. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, the board is going into an executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Paragraph 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation. As the chair has determined that an open meeting might have detrimental effect on the town's litigating position in the matter of involving East Bridgewater versus Ritter Farm, and according to pursuant to Massachusetts General Law 30A, Paragraph 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel and to conduct contract negotiation with non-union personnel, health agents. Dave Sheedy, aye.
Peter Spigot, Vice Chair. Aye.
Carol Julius, Clerk, aye.
Thank you. We'll be returning shortly. Good afternoon again. Thank you for waiting. No applause necessary. We'll start with open forum. Anyone here for open forum? Melissa? Our town treasurer collector.
Hello. Just
So we need to turn that table back.
I'll sit like that.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Just
Yeah,
a
I
brief
got some of this.
update on the act that we had for investments.
Mm-hmm.
I did reach out to Cohasset as well because they actually did this a few years back. And it is true that it's our trust funds only. I've gone through I spoke with the investment company, and the things that we need to do are, one, decide our tolerance for risk. We do have about 64 trust accounts between scholarships and library funds
Wow.
and miscellaneous. It adds up to just over $500,000. But we do have the ability to earn a higher interest on the expendable funds, which then increases the amount of scholarships that can be given out and things like that. And I know a few years back, we had some people come in and were concerned that the funds weren't earning enough money and they weren't able to give out some scholarships. So this would definitely be an opportunity to earn a higher rate. We can stay with the same company because they have the entire portfolios. You know, they can offer all these other investment opportunities. We've been at a little bit lower rate or yield due to the legal list that we were bound to from Mass General Law. But now that we've had the act approved, we can now go off that legal list using prudent investor, being moderate and but not as conservative and not too risky.
Mhm.
So they would be happy to come in. I have to go through every single one of the 64 holders on these funds and find out what's expendable and what's not, and what we have to keep in there. But we could definitely earn some higher yield on our investments, earning some money, making a better return. So that is pretty much it. I'm at the point where I have a new investment policy. Once we decide our risk option, that'll have to be approved. And again, once I know exactly what our amount we can invest is, we could then move forward. They would come in and do a presentation, and so that everybody could understand the whole process. And that's about it. Are there any questions at the moment?
Yeah, so I think depending on what we have for investment amount, I think that will, certainly open up more avenues to other ventures or other corporations or companies that may be interested to look at this as well. But we'll have to see what our opportunity is, I guess.
Yeah,
to
and
do that.
fees, et cetera.
Exactly, yeah, because that will play a role
the
into it.
following year,
Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, just to be transparent with, with what we have and what our opportunities would be, I think would be extremely
'cause the-
important.
Yeah.
So
And
as
'cause
soon as you get
The
that.
funds are already with Bartholomew and,
Yeah.
to move them all is.
Well, it depends on what the amount is, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what these fees are, what we could get in returns, what the investment objectives are, so there's a
Yeah.
lot that plays into it. So
Right.
I think once you've got a number, at least I would be very interested to see what that number is and where we could go with it, what direction we could do. But I appreciate the work you've done so far.
Thank you for everything, putting that
Thanks for the
together.
Thanks.
Anyone else for open forum? We'll close open forum. We'll go to our little delayed 5:45 joint meeting with the Finance Committee to review and approve Chapter 44, Section 33B transfers. I think we're being delayed for a moment.
Yeah, they was discussing something on the transfer.
Peter, do you have anything you want to discuss? We'll go to board discussions now.
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm good.
Do we have an agreement written with the PR firm already? We're all squared away with them? Yeah, we should probably put something together with EP, the environmental partners, maybe get
Oh,
something
okay.
out with
That's a good
them.
idea.
Yeah, just to let the general public know.
We do a PR on the PR firm?
Yeah, we can do that, right.
Yeah,
Eve for the
okay.
PR.
I'll send them an
don't
email
joke,
and see if they
that's
have
true,
anything like that
Yeah,
already.
something around then. I'm sure we can gather some information. Actually, I'm meeting with, I think, with them tomorrow, so maybe I can
Yeah.
let them know. I mean, they probably should be invited in to meet the rest of the board.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right.
You're all set, Mr. Purcell?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Okay. We can go through the transfers.
So this is the official sheet that everyone would be signing with these. I'm not sure if you were aware of the
Mr.
sheet.
Chair, are you taking up the transfers now, Mr. Chairman, or convening the meeting with the FinCom? If I may, before we begin that portion of the meeting, there will be just a couple of changes to the cover sheet. There are two transfer sheets, Mr. Chairman, and when we get to them, there'll be two changes on them, both having to do with the police department. Pretty straightforward stuff.
Okay. We're ready to go.
Do we do these one line item at a time, or do we just do it as a one-shot?
In the past, it's been a one-shot.
What?
It's been a one-shot?
Then
Then,
that's okay with finance?
then, Mr. Chairman, on the first page, the very first entry of patrolman's salary, you see a listed amount of $86,000. The request is to reduce that to $40,000, $40,000 even. And as you go down to the transferred into accounts, look at the police specialized equipment to fund cruiser for deputy. Please delete the amount of $46,000. And those would be the two changes.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's all. Everything else would stand on both sheets.
I make a motion to approve the Chapter 44, Section 33B transfers as presented.
Second.
Isn't that a change too?
Yeah, I guess not, so that's, I'm gonna go back to the original
Oh,
number.
okay.
45,000.
Do we need to change the bottom number on the top of
Yeah.
bottom too?
So this is 45.
Things have, while they're doing that, Mr. Chairman, things are moving fast here. Like prior years, there has been real order to this whole process, but trying to calculate expenses for the Juneteenth holiday and everything else has kind of had our heads spinning here the last couple of days, but in the end, this document is pretty much what we originally generated, so.
And we knew that was going to present some problems,
Yeah.
but take care of it for the future. Any discussion, Finance Committee?
None.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Move on to action items, Madam Clerk.
You got it. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the May 25th, 2021, 5 o'clock PM Board of Selectmen meeting.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion to approve but not release the minutes of the May 25th, 2021, 5:05 PM Board of Selectmen's executive session meeting.
Second?
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve but not release the minutes of the June 8th, 2021, 10:30 AM Board of Selectmen's executive session meeting.
Second?
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to approve the engagement letter with Community Paradigm Associates for the town administrator search.
Second?
Discussion? Mr. Purcell, could you just give us a little background on that,
Yes,
please?
thank you, Mr. Chairman. With this vote, Mr. Chairman, the town would engage the services of Community Paradigm Associates for the town administrator search. It is the firm that conducted the last search. They are kind of the dominant player out there in the marketplace. In this instance, it's at a reduced price of $8,000 because a lot of the community profile information in all had already been gathered a couple of years ago. And significantly, the timetable for the search, instead of the customary, 14 to 20 weeks or so, it's an estimated 9 to 10 week timetable for that. A lot of the procedures and protocols are the same as you had done last year. Interviews with members of the Board of Selectmen, interviews with department heads and other parties on, as they develop the so-called ideal candidate profile. Before that profile gets done, it's a legitimate input from you all on what you want to see in a town administrator. In the interest of time, and I did address this to the board recently, that in the last 3 interim assignments that I've had, in 4 out of the last 6, it has been, these searches have been done without a search committee. A search committee would add anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to the overall process. And the search committee does pretty much what the consultant would do, is to weed out the weak candidate applications and start, layering back to, perhaps a group of semifinalists. And under this proposal, you'd get ultimately 4 to 5 parties to interview. The consultant would appear before you, go over the backgrounds of people, and you're off and running on that. And just for public information, department heads had heard this from me last Thursday, that my employment agreement with the town runs to Labor Day weekend. The 9 to 10 week search period here, Mr. Chairman, dovetails with that perfectly. And I have offered, if you still want me, if you haven't thrown me out by then,
We
to
would have
stay
done
on.
that
Just-
by now,
He
Mr.
is- he is
Purcell.
just-
Yeah, you'd have done that by now, is right, yeah, I should know that. But if there's someone who's employed elsewhere and they have a notice period, I would work through, all or part of that until it was safe to, beyond Labor Day, until it was safe to
Thanksgiving sounds good.
part. No, that's,
If you stay till Christmas, we'll give you a present.
you've never,
Yeah,
you got,
another 6 months.
yeah. I have, I think I said to somebody, I have a wife and I have a life.
No, everybody
but I-
always loves the interim.
Yeah. So that's, we're at the stage where my wife would like to see me more,
You can bring her.
We're gonna cycle back when I'm idle for a few months, for 5 or
Well-
6 months, where she says, Jim, get a friend or get a job, okay?
She-
And that's how.
Mr.
our life
Pasoshi,
goes.
she can use that middle office, that's fine.
Okay,
Bring her in with you.
okay.
Thanks.
But that's the, that's the town administrator search process as laid out, and with an affirmative vote, Mr. Chairman, you would put it in motion
And
beginning
again,
tomorrow.
very, very important, as it was last time, is the department heads really have to get involved in this, and they have to, tell the consultant, this is what we are looking for, this is what we haven't had, this is what we're working toward, and we need it right now. And this is something why, there will be a lot of conversation with the consultant and all the department heads and committees. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Discussion?
Yes, discussion, yes, sorry.
So I was on the last search committee. It didn't extend it 9 weeks. And we ultimately ended up with 3 candidates presented to the board at that point in time. It was actually a pretty accelerated process because we were under a little bit of a time crunch too then. So,
I see.
whether or not you have a search committee, or if these interviews are at least open to the public, I think we've got to make that, they've got to be open to the public, because the town and the community needs to understand, what we're looking for too. It's not just about the department heads, et cetera. It's a community thing, and it's, I think it would be important to make sure, I believe all of our interview periods and meetings were open to the public. So if you're gonna go the route of not having a committee, we need to make sure the public's aware of when these interviews and presentations are going on.
We had the
It's a
interviews.
lawful
Our
requirement.
interviews were public the last time, the ones that the board did.
The
Yeah, but
finalist.
I'm even talking about,
Sorry. The finalists, the finalist interviews, yes, as a
Yes,
matter of
yes,
law,
yes.
as a matter of law, have to be public. Until finalists are announced, however,
right.
there are people who don't want their employers to
Right,
know that
right.
they're out there.
That's what I
so,
meant, the finalists.
Yeah, so your preliminary interviews and things like that were indeed closed to the public.
Yes, they were.
Okay, we were just making sure on that one, Dick.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, good point.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may I just say, and we did consider, the idea of a search committee. I do think it slows the process down, maybe not, it could be many weeks, it could be a few weeks. We're under a crunch of summer and vacations and things like that, which is similar to the time frame we actually had the last time. I like the idea of dealing directly with the consultant this time. I think that there were things that, no fault of the search committee and no fault of the Board of Selectmen, but there were things that were missed in the process that I think would be, we'd be better served dealing directly with the search committee and getting opinions directly from them, which we weren't able to do, with the use of the search committee. But certainly, I would encourage anyone in town who has an opinion or an idea about what they want to see in a town administrator to reach out to any one of us.
Right.
And let us know, or if you don't want to talk to us, you can call Rebecca, or you can call Mr. Purcell and give us your ideas and your input, and I'm hoping for at least a 3-year warranty on whoever we select next time. That's my goal.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Okay, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the 2-year extension for Republic Services.
Second?
Yep. Thanks, Ron.
So, through some negotiations, Republic and Town Council, we got a late draft this afternoon. And we're gonna request that we pass over this vote. There's a few things that need to be ironed out, 10 or 12, and nothing major, but they should be ironed out between Town Council and Republic's representatives before we ask you to sign. I believe there's another meeting before July 1, on the 29th.
Yeah, the next scheduled meeting is July, I think, 12th or 12th, I think?
July
I can schedule
12th.
one, I'm sure.
But
Yeah, it
again,
may require a
we can
special-
always call a meeting when we have to
Okay.
get
So-
timeframes involved.
All
We've done that in the past, especially
Yeah, at
Yeah.
this point,
with the last chair.
I think that's probably the best course of action right now.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I withdraw the motion.
Thank you.
Rob, did you want to describe the process, or would you like me to just say a couple words on that, or?
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. A decision was made, a council consulted us. You've had a base contract for a number of years, and you have 2, possibly even 3 amendments to that contract. And a decision was made by our council and Republic's council to make a unified document out of that, instead of chasing 4 separate documents to see the services and compliance and things like that. So that's what's held up that particular process. But otherwise, we're ready to go, but we still have to tweak the contract document itself. But having a unified contract is going to be administratively,
Much easier.
superior, yeah, for sure. So that's why the delay, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Ready? Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the intermunicipal agreement to join the SSRC, South Shore Recycling Cooperative, beginning July 1st.
Second.
Discussion.
So moved.
So similar to last night's article, 17 towns in this consortium. It's basically a wealth of information. I'm always looking to find ways to save money on the solid waste, and especially the recycling part of the contract. And as I said before, they're very involved with DEP. I know the administrator, Claire Galkowski, has sent letters to the State House multiple times, lobbying for different things for the towns she represents. I see this as a big benefit for us. As I said last night, their hazardous waste vendor was 10 or 15% lower than the people we used. So there's just a lot of benefits. I don't explain benefits of being in a consortium to any of you, but I see it as very worthwhile maneuver for us. And if it doesn't work out, as I said last night, there's nothing to say we can't leave. So.
Well, it's always worked in the past. You managed to find the places, so
Yeah.
we appreciate that. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve adopting the buy recycle policy commencing July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022, recommending that when all departments place an order with a vendor, they ask for product containing recycled contents.
Second.
Discussion? Again, I think this is,
Do this every year.
Yeah.
yeah, and again, it's a great venture.
Goes into that point system that DEP has for their grants. That gives us another point, which is more money.
All those in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve to declare a 44 by 24 modular office trailer previously occupied by the DPW administration at 100 Willow Ave as obsolete equipment as defined in Mass General Law, Chapter 32, Section 2, for the purpose of disposal and removal from the existing location.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Chairman, just one.
Purcell?
The statutory reference, Mr. Chairman, should read Chapter 30B, Section 16.
Thank you. As amended,
Would you like me to amend the motion?
please.
I don't
Mr.
think.
Chairman, I
Oh, I'm sorry, thank
I
you.
amend the motion to Chapter 35, Section 16 of Mass General Laws.
Thank you.
30B.
30B.
30B. What Mr. Purcell said.
Okay. Any further discussion? Again, this is the old trailer that you people
Yeah,
have
the old
there,
double
and
wide we got in 2006 after the flood, that was gonna be temporary. It was temporary for 15 years.
Temporary is a relative term.
the good thing, we've only had about 100 people walk through the door and said they went down to the trailer and no one answered. We gotta get those signs ready.
We're in a much better, safer place now. And we actually have some interest from another town to
Good.
be able to take it off our hands.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion to approve the Southeastern Regional Service Group DPW supplies contract award sheet commencing 6/1/2021 for an 8-month period.
Second.
Discussion?
I'll field any questions on that. It's a basic contract we do every year with
Right.
different vendors to provide us with materials. And
All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to vote to authorize the superintendent to submit to the Massachusetts School Building Authority the statement of interest form dated 6/15/2021 for the Central School located at 107 Central Street, East Bridgewater, 02333, which describes and explains the following deficiencies and the priority and categories for which an application may be submitted to the Massachusetts School Building Authority in the future. And hereby further specifically acknowledges that by submitting this statement of interest form, the Massachusetts School Building Authority in no way guarantees the acceptance or approval of an application, the awarding of a grant, or any other funding commitment from the Massachusetts School Building Authority, or commits the city, town, regional school district to filing an application for funding with the Massachusetts School Building Authority.
Can you repeat that?
Second.
How many times can you say Massachusetts School Building Authority in one motion?
Discussion? Mr. Kylie?
I just refer to them as MSBA.
MSBA, let's see. it's printed
This will
out
be our
as-
third SO, Statement of Interest for the Central School. We had one for the boiler project, we have a current one for the roof project. This one will be for a major renovation / addition. It's a long process, this is the first step. We're in the midst of submitting the SOI, it's due next week, and I need a vote from the board just to authorize the superintendent and the school committee just to submit it. That's all this is permission to submit it.
Okay.
And it's like a 4-year process if we get accepted. And
Appreciate that.
the reimbursement rate would stay the same as it is right now, 57.25%.
Good.
Because you're submitting it now.
Yes.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Kylie.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve the applications for one-day liquor license from Homestead Harvest located at 1194 Plymouth Street for a cocktail charcuterie board party on the following dates: July 24th, 2021, August 14th, 2021, and September 24th, 2021.
Second.
Singing my song.
Discussion?
I'm going to be out of town for one of those.
I'm
It's my
sorry.
daughter's wedding.
Could you ask him to change the date? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Okay, do we do this as one motion? But I gotta read them all, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Can we go as printed, Mr. Purcell?
Appointments.
Yes. I see no reason why you can't, Mr. Chairman, as long as the, well, the list is printed on the agenda, so yes.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the board committee member reappointments as printed in the agenda, on the agenda.
We,
Second.
discussion on those?
Thank you, everybody.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll do the additional separately.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the following board committee resignations effective June 30th, 2021. Peter Andrade from the Council on Aging and Dennis Fitzmaurice from the Conservation Commission.
Second.
Discussion? Again, thank you for all the work you've put in, and hope you will see you back. All those in favor?
Aye. Do you want me to do, well, we still have 14 here, right? I
Yep.
make a motion to approve the request from Joanne Shadrick of Townhouse Common Condos to use the town hall parking lot by the baseball fields to park approximately 15 cars for 24 hours a day from June 28th, 2021 through July 1st, 2021, while driveway renovations are completed at the Townhouse Common Condos.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Additional action
We have
item?
additional action items. I make a motion to approve the appointment of Lynn Lundberg to the Agricultural Commission effective July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2024.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion to approve the appointment of Daniel Batchelder to the Agricultural Commission effective July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve the appointment of Carol Garino to the Agricultural Commission effective July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve the resignation of Laura Sebastian to the Finance Committee effective June 30th, 2021.
Second.
Discussion.
I
Again,
have a sad.
we can't thank Laura enough for what she has meant to the Finance Committee over the past few years. It's a tough job. She led that group for the last couple of years, especially this year when it was a very tough transition, and we wish her well. And again, while we're on that, thanks to all the Finance Committee members for getting us to town meeting last night. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion to approve the applications for one-day liquor licenses from the Villa at Ritter Country Club on the dates as printed.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Mr. Chairman, that is it for action items.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Town Administrator.
Not tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
My gift to you.
Announcements, Rebecca?
No, I don't have anything.
Upcoming, we will be changing this. I'm sure we're going to have some meetings, but we're scheduled to meet on Monday, July 12th, and Monday, August 9th in the future. Board discussions.
I don't have anything.
No, we just discussed the announcement for the engineering company. That's really all I had.
Just one thing, last night at the end of our town meeting, I had mentioned that 2 years from last night, we'll be celebrating our 200th anniversary of East Bridgewater being incorporated. So we will be looking for a lot of help, put in a lot of hours to make sure we have a great celebration at that time. We do have a time capsule that is in front of the building, which was buried there 23 years ago. I have to say, I have something that I put in there, but I have no idea what it might be.
I know we put in something from the library. I can't remember what it was.
Probably a book that no one knows how to read. So anyhow, it'll be interesting to see what the, and I'm sure we'll be preparing another time capsule for the next celebration we have after that. Thank you all, and have a great summer.